Hello, Madam Azwin. My name is Shahrul Aziq bin Sapri from DET 4A, and I'm going to present to you my mini project that is called A World Becoming Cashless. Okay, proceed to the second slide. Okay, this is my topic. So, what is cashless? Let's begin the introduction. To create cashless society, what does this mean? As Madam knows, cashless has been trends or became an important part of 21st century, just like other technologies such as smartphone, tablet, laptop. Because of these devices, I would like to implement this method to create a societies among polymer students that will use cashless payment method. Next, when does cashless payment are introduced? Okay, when does this type of payment method has introduced? As I begin my research from past few weeks, in 1960s, banks has convincing their employers to use direct deposit, and then on 1990s, bank charging checks as their payment methods. And then after few years, which is on 2011, small merchants are allowed to use credit cards or debit cards. And recently on 2012, bank has launched their their applications that allow smartphone to phone payment method system. Then, what are the applications that has launched by the bank? It proceed to the third point for the introduction. Type of cashless methods on smartphone, particularly application, online banking that is launched by our bank itself in this Malaysia, which is Maybank, called Maybank to You. It's allowed people to use online banking, transfer money, and all the good stuff. And then some application that allowed other users to use to connect with their banks, such as Boost, Touch and Go e-wallet, and Grab. And other cashless methods that everyone has known from past few years is basically a cards that allowed just a touch, which is credit card and debit card. So for the introduction here, everyone has confused at what are the benefits. What people asking, what are the benefits? So the benefits, my first point is convenient, because people don't have to bring their big fat wallet, purse every day, every time. So if the cashless method is implemented, people just need one or two cards, then they can go throughout their daily life. And then it's fast, because you just chose what you need to buy, and then you just touch and go. That's all for the payment. You don't need to count your money, etc. Okay, and then it's safe, because some of people likes to go to event and travel around the world, because especially travel around the world, we need to change the currency money. So with this method, we don't have to change our currency money. Just use credit card or application that that has implement in their country. So events and then events. Event we can we event we can prevent the pickpockets and losses of wallet. So we can prevent all the bad stuff that will have to the users, such as pickpockets and losses of wallets. And then it's smart because people can keep tracking their payments and spends throughout the weeks, months, or daily. And then, are there any risk on this method? Yes. The safe of people's money, such as cashes will from the very nature of financially networks. They are very complex, and a few people are actually known about this. Cyber attacks, which are known for many years already, from cyber criminals that could make the system break down overall system. And lastly, the poor. The poor is people that have very little knowledge about technology, because they are still do rely mainly on cash. And lastly, the elderly. Unlike millennials, they were not born with smartphones. Due to that reasons, these elder segments of the population will have a lot of potential difficulties. Okay, next we're going to research objective. So firstly, to encourage students of polymers, so that polymer students are not left behind by technologies, and they were up to date. And then to educate people more about cashless. Okay, people that we need to educate people that don't scared of cashless payment methods, because every applications and banks have their own security for cashless payment are up to date and nearly impossible for cyber attacks. And lastly, if cashless is introduced, will they use or benefit for the polymer student? For this point, me and group mate has aimed to collect the data among polymer students, so that we knows what we aim and what we actually want the data to be. So these are the respondents. What method we have used? We collect the surveys and the respondents from Google survey template, because by using internet to communicate is easier. And reviewed more, as madam knows, we have 30 respondents. In this situation, coronavirus, we cannot go out and do the survey, and we don't have a choice, and we need to use the Google template survey. So these are the survey that we have done. Okay, this is my first graph. It's actually the bar chart. It illustrates statistics of departments that respond to the survey accordingly from JKE, JKA, JTMK, JKM, and JP. Okay, there are total of 30 respondents. Okay, it can be seen that JKE has the majority number of 20 respondents, of 30 respondents, my bad. Then it fell drastically, which is the lowest shown from JKA department. And then next, it's increased slightly on JTMK, and then it is decreasing constantly from JTMK, JKM, JP. It decreasing constantly. And then let's go to the next graph. In this second graph, the bar chart illustrates statistics on how often they use cashless method from always, sometimes, rarely, never. From the total of respondents that I have and my roommate has divide accordingly to the gender, boys, which is equal to 20 from the respondent, and then girls are 10 respondents. From boys graph perspective, out of 20 boys respondent, 7 has answered always using cashless method. Then it rose gently on sometimes. Next, it's dropped dramatically on rarely, and lastly it reached a lowest point, which is 1 at on never using cashless method. Next, okay, girls on purpose. Let's go into girls' perspective, which has 10 respondents in total. Out of 10 girls from all the departments, 3 has answered always. Then it went up steadily. To 5 people answered sometimes. Next, it fell suddenly on rarely, and shown no change from rarely to never, which is valued 1. No change from rarely to never, which is valued 1. And next, my conclusion. Next, my conclusion is arguments. Okay, arguments. People has arguments throughout all the topics. Whatever topic, people has argument. Okay. In this particular topic, which is about cashless, people are arguing security. Is it worth it to risk our security in banks for put our money, and etc. And people say the benefit, the quickness. We don't have to queue for a long time just to pay for a pizza. And then the convenient. We don't need to bring a lot of money and a thick or fat wallet or purse. And as my point of view in conclusion and my prediction, of course cashless is a future, because I know that one day that people will use cashless method throughout their daily life, and people value time more than cash, so that we always want to use time in a great way, so that we can with cashless method we can reduce our time to buy food and don't waste any time to queue up. And yeah, I agree that some people still rely on it, such as cash, because people are not educated. I mean, people are not well educated about the technologies, and I hope that one day, I hope that one day, people will get are known for the technologies, and the cashless can be made for the future. And that's all for me. Thank you very much.